Hey, Trump supporters, listen, I want to get with y'all and figure out what the game plan is. When Donald Trump loses this election in historic fashion, who are we supposed to be blaming for that? Do we wait on that Sean Hannity feller to tell us what we're supposed to be thinking? Because we know that what Donald Trump's going to do is come out on election night and claim victory, even when he's losing. We know that's going to happen, but I figure we might want to go ahead and start thinking about who we're going to blame for it. Hey, do we get up on the Twitter spaces, the X? Find us a Russian there to tell us what we're supposed to be thinking. Maybe get on the Rumbles or the Telegrams or the Marco Polos or the Reddits or the Face Spaces or something like that. Find us somebody that tells us what we're supposed to be saying, Do we do that? Or do we just get together amongst ourselves here right now and start doing some brainstorming? Well, brain clouding. Anyway, we get together and come up with our own ideas, Hey, you know what I was thinking? Could we blame the farmers for not voting for Donald Trump? We could blame the farmers for not voting for Donald Trump. Or we blame Donald Trump for his stupid trade war with China that bankrupted hundreds and thousands of family farms all across this country and forced them to sell off all their land at pennies on the dollar to giant corporations. We could blame Donald Trump for that, couldn't we? I think we could. What about the women here in this country that are ticked off at Donald Trump for stacking that Supreme Court full of a bunch of fascist liars that took their rights away from them? And they're exercising their constitutional right to fight for their rights back. Could we blame them for that, or do we blame Donald Trump? How about more than half of the population of the country who had to endure 9 years of Donald Trump just steadily bashing every single one of them because they don't support him? Do we blame them for exercising their constitutional right to vote against him, to vote for Kamala Harris? Or do we blame Donald Trump for only wanting to be the president of 30% of the population? What about the Puerto Ricans? Do we blame them for going out there and voting for Kamala Harris because Donald Trump decided he wanted to have a hate rally at Madison Square Garden and demonize the entire island of Puerto Rico? Do we blame the Puerto Ricans, or do we blame Donald Trump? What about the Haitians? Do we blame them because Donald Trump said that they're up there eating people's dogs, eating their cats, eating their pets? Do we blame them because they voted for Kamala Harris, or do we blame Donald Trump? Do we blame Liz Cheney because Donald Trump insinuated that she should face a firing squad, and that ticked off lots and lots and lots of people? Do we blame her for that, or do we blame Donald Trump? How about as recent as yesterday when Donald Trump inferred that maybe somebody should shoot the media? That ticked off a whole bunch more people. Do we blame them for that, or do we blame Donald Trump? How about people who understand how the economy works and remembers that whenever they were paying dang near $100 a sheet for 3/4-inch plywood, it was because of Donald Trump's stupid tariffs that he put on Canadian lumber. And he's wanting to do a whole lot more of that. Do we blame educated people who understand how things work and are voting for Kamala Harris, or do we blame Donald Trump? I'm just wondering. We want to go ahead and get ahead of the game and know who to blame, right? We want to blame the right people, right? Well, there's a whole lot of blame to go around, and every bit of it points back to Donald Trump. So let's remember that after these results come out, all right? Inmate Trump, 2024.